Like the sun, we bring light to your darkness. And like an eagle, we make you rise above the sky. Glass film, making a difference.
Wherever you are, be it in the market, be it in the office, be it at home, I want to say a good evening to you out there and welcome to another edition of your online radio program, The Overview. I'm your host for today, Sunday Namini Rejoice, and I'll be taking you through with some of the issues that have been affecting a whole lot of Nigerians lately, from the fuel scarcity, from the long queues at banks trying to get our new currencies, and also the issue of the POS attendants adding more and more charges to the money you are withdrawing. Thank you for staying tuned to Glass FM. I'll be going on a time out for music, and when I come back, I'll be taking more of the stories. Don't go nowhere.
Glass FM, making a difference.
Once again,
Yeah,
it's your one and only Franklin Edwards.
bring it out.
Love Vault Records.
Bring it out.
Let's go. TB1.
Papa got it too much. The way you bless me, I never see such. I cannot deny this. The love you shower on me is so much. Can someone explain this? You love me, you die for me even before I exist. So I can't resist all the list you. Your love for me is not to trust you. Now I know you and I love you. Cause you first loved me and you chose me. Hey, Papa got it too much. I can't keep it in cause I wanna say it out. Hey.
Now waiting I do will make you love me so. Waiting I do will make you love me so. Died on the cross just because of me. Died on the cross because of me. Shed your blood just because of me. Oh yeah, because of you. You are bigger than what people say. Yes, you are. And forever you will be my girl. You too that bless me. I saw you love me. Hey, you too that bless me. I saw you love me. Hey, you too that bless me. I saw you love me. You too that bless me.
He died on the cross, wasn't a joke. He rose from the dead cause I broke the yoke. Now I'm free indeed. This is my victory, I'm living in it to see. I'm not the one I used to be. God's loving me, has set me free. The chains are broken, the storm is over. Now I can lift my hands and praise Jehovah. It's been a long time coming. God's love, the source of my money. God is big, can do anything. If it did it for you, I can do it for you. Come on.
I saw you love me. Hey, you too that bless me. I saw you love me. Hey, you too that bless me. I saw you love me. You too that bless me. I saw you love me.
back from that musical break. And I'm not alone in the studio. Rakatina just stepped in now, and he'll be contributing more to the program. Today is actually Throwback Thursday, and we'll be thrilling you with some amazing music from musicians, because it's actually the Throwback Thursday. So Rakatina, what do you have for us today?
Well, a peaceful and a warm evening to the listener out there, and I have to say it's a Throwback Thursday. You said that, and I hope the listener out there enjoys that song that Glass FM get to play. I think that selection was a wonderful one, and as she said earlier, I'm Rocketina, and I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here again once more on the program, The Overview. Rejoice, nice to be with you in the studio.
It's
today.
Nice to be with you in the studio.
Oh,
also
the pleasure
today.
is all mine. As
really?
Always.
Okay. So before we went on that break, we were talking about the fuel scarcity. You know there's a hell lot of queues these days at the fuel station. It's actually something else entirely.
Well, Rejoice, the queue there is not something to write home about.
Actually,
you'll find out that some people will stay at the queue from 4 a.m. and then before they will get inside to go and get the fuel for themselves, let me say before they get served at the fuel station, you'll find out that I remember someone out there, he was there from 4 a.m. before he could get it till 5 p.m.
Some of them even stay for that long and they end up not getting the fuel. And you can imagine the stress.
That is, and let me tell you something. It's so funny that fuel now is getting to 400 naira per liter. And what if you are a commercial driver? What if you do a commercial when it comes to applying the route?
That's actually the reason why the price of transportation is actually going up and up and up, because they get to buy the fuel at high rates, so they just have to increase the price in the transportation. So that it's going to balance and add up.
If you should ask me, I don't think any government official came out to say that we are increasing the price of fuel for anyone to get. I think this have to do with the marketers. Hiding fuel and then hiking the price at the same time. I just wish a government official, or let me say the federal government entirely, will come out in order to address these issues. But each and every week in, week out, days in, days out, you find out that there's nothing of such.
Actually, because they didn't actually come out, pop and clear to tell us this is the new price for the fuel. It just inflated just like that, without any public announcement and so on and so forth.
And the funny thing is, the price of everything keeps going up. And then what about your own monthly earnings and my own monthly earnings?
Yeah, you find out that salary is constant, but salary is constant. They will not come out to say, okay, I'm adding up to your salary because fuel has added, transportation is no longer the same, and so on and so forth. So the salary is always constant, but there are a lot of changes out there.
Honestly, don't be surprised, Rejoice, that in no distant time, you and I may end up getting maybe a sneaker for ourselves, so that everybody will turn to an athlete. Because I know that in no time, you and I might turn out to okay, let's go jogging in order to make the time up to wherever we're going.
Everybody will start thinking of how to be physically fit, like just jog it out.
That's just the word. Yeah. It's not just funny. And I wish the government will hear us and then come out and handle these issues once and for all. I had met some things. I had met something that government used to do before. They will go to a filling station, or let me say they will go to a fuel station, and then on reaching there, they get to, okay, let's see how your pump is. You understand?
Yeah, that's a kind of inspection.
If you are getting a liter and then they find out that your pump is not pumping up to
that
liter, definitely they will prop you. And at the end of the day, you will get to find out that they will seize your license or something. So I wish the government may, okay, if you are not selling it at this price, as far as you are a dealer in the fuel business, if you are not going to give that fuel at this particular price, then we'll seize your license. No, they will seize their license.
Yeah,
so
once they seize their license,
to go bail each and every station, definitely you get to know that yes, this price will be controlled to its minimum. Yeah. So that's one thing I think the government is supposed to do in order to have this petrol price control.
Then moving down to the issue of the banks, like a whole lot have been happening in the bank lately because people are trooping into the bank trying to change their currencies. The queue at the ATM is another different thing entirely. Like, people are fighting inside the bank in order to get their currencies changed because they are going through a whole lot of stress, and it's kind of frustrating actually.
Okay, let me give you an instance.
Okay.
Last week Sunday,
yeah,
exactly 2:50 p.m. When I was going around that Sunday, I find out that the people out there, the masses, or let me say the account owners, they were trying to challenge security agencies in the front of the bank in order to have each and everything done. So I think this is uncalled for. Okay,
last week I also overheard a man. I was just passing by the ATM, and I overheard a man speaking to the ATM. You could imagine he was talking directly to the ATM, saying he's going to remove all his money from that bank and deposit it in another bank. I will not mention the name of the bank, actually. I will not mention the name of the bank. But he was kind of talking directly to the ATM machine, and the ATM machine can't hear him, you get. Okay. So it's actually, it was funny.
And then another thing again, I admire what a bank did. The people who came to withdraw some their own monies. Yeah. Something happened that day. I was admire. I admire all they did that very day. They were kind of okay. If since in a day you cannot withdraw more than 20,000 naira, what the people did was okay. If you are to withdraw 20,000 naira, for instance, others will not get. But as far as you are going there, go and withdraw 10,000 naira. And then if you withdraw more than 10,000 naira, the people there will hold you, and then somebody will collect the money, maybe that amount he or she needed. Then the person will do transfer, and at the end of the day, we'll see how it goes. And that is to tell you that people now agrees to this kind of things.
Yeah, quite interesting. Okay, we'll be going on a commercial break.
I want to dance for Jesus. I want to grace for Jesus. Thank God, God no be man. God no be man.
Are you looking for the best place to display your goods and services? Are you looking for how to take your business to the next level? Then let's be your plug. For sponsorship or advertisement, please call +234 3110 1001 or +234 81 288 03452. Lassa Film, your number one radio station.
You are Odogu, Odogu, Odogu. You are Odogu.
Alright, welcome back from that commercial break. Before we went on that break, we were talking about some of the issues that have been affecting Nigeria lately, going down from the fuel scarcity, from the queues in banks, and we'll be going through with the issue of the POS attendants now. You find out that most of the POS attendants are charging at higher rates than they used to before. It's quite disheartening because it's kind of illegal. It's actually illegal for them to charge at that high rate that they have been charging of late.
Okay, something with Nigerians. We're looking for circumstance in order to have ourselves, or maybe to enrich ourselves through the public.
Yeah, so most of them are just looking for a little opportunity in order for them to I would say loot, because mostly in most cases people are just looking for a slight opportunity in order to add up prices of things, of goods and services, even goods that they have in stock for a long time. When a slight thing or change happens, they tend to add up the prices and so on and so forth.
And that is to tell you that Nigerians, at some point, we are the problem.
We keep on blaming the politicians, but down to the grassroots, we also are our problems in some cases.
Okay, we before we went on the commercial break, we were talking about the filling stations, and then we talk about the banks, and now we are back onto the
POS attendants.
And when you go out there, at times, as I said earlier, people look for circumstances and then enrich themselves through it. Okay, the dealers, when it comes to fuel, they're using that in order to enrich themselves. Meanwhile, nothing like a price of a fuel is up, or maybe the price of a fuel is being stabilized or something like that. And then now going to the bank, that's through the swapping of the notes.
The
you
new
find
currencies.
out that the old currency is now out of use, because you can get it once in a 1 out of 100. You get that 1 out of 100. And then another thing again is that aside your currency again, you will have the POS people. Going out there, you find out that the person might decide to tell you, I took 15 hours in the bank.
Okay,
in order to get this notes.
Adding up to, I overheard someone saying he went to the POS. Normally, they charge him at the higher rate in which they charge now, and at the end of the day, they were giving him old currencies. He said he's not collecting the old currencies. How will you charge me at that high rate and you're still giving me old currencies?
Okay, from a reliable source, I got to find out last week that in town, when you engage yourselves in charging people at a high rate, definitely you get arrested, because there is nothing like that in town. There's nothing of such to say that when you want to deal with the new note, then your charge rate is high, and then when you want to do it with the old note, then your charges is low. To tell you that people are looking for situations in order to hang themselves, and that is uncalled for. And then at this point again, all these people who does this POS business, they are supposed to be checked on. They're supposed to be checked in, because there is no how you go and withdraw 10,000 naira, for instance, and then your charges is going to be 1,000 naira.
You guys, they charge for each note. Like each 1,000 naira has a charge. 100 naira. Like it's actually uncalled for.
You know, this situation is supposed to be a type that will turn attention to, because you cannot continue to punish people out. As far as I'm concerned,
for a crime they didn't commit.
It's not even their fault that all these things are happening.
It's not their fault that the currencies are being changed.
That is another thing. And that is another thing to say that I know that the government is trying to deal with corruption. And I know that again, they want to give naira back its value. And at the end of the day, what I was suggesting to someone, I was kind of, okay, in a situation like this, one is supposed to the new notes and the old notes should be in use while the bank continue to fit the old notes in order to pave way for the new ones. That is what I think they should do, rather than scrapping the old notes completely. And that is to tell you that, okay, they added, I think, a week or so.
Yeah, they added, and it's actually drawing closer. And the week they added.
Yeah, and in no time, the old note now, which was the legal what would they even call it? A legal tender back then, just to tell you that it has no value again. But I was impressed to hear the central bank saying that even at the deadline, if you have the old note, banks should do well to collect it. Yes, banks should do well to collect it, as far as they are not giving you back. When they collect it, you can deposit it, so that when you go to the ATM or maybe
you can withdraw the new currencies.
You can get the new currencies for yourself.
Okay, you out there, please and please, if you are still in possession of the old notes, please and please, you should take it to the nearby bank close to you and swap it to the new currencies, because the deadline is drawing close. So please and please, as early as you can, try and get to the bank tomorrow and change the currencies. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And I have to tell the people out there, in as much, it's actually funny to know that you're going out there to find out that you stay in a queue, and at the end of the day, you will not get what you are after. And another thing again is that one is supposed to know that no matter, as in, what you're supposed to do, you should do it at the right time. And I think what the bank is supposed to do is maybe if you're coming, then you pick a number after which we're not going to accept any more number, at least to pave way for others who have one or two business to do.
It was actually a nice time with you, Rakatina, in the studio. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming.
It's always my pleasure.
Yeah.
And I have to say this again: do well to go and get your own PVC. Do well, because last week Sunday was actually the last day, and I hope you have your own in order to get set for the election, in which we're anticipating in a few days.
Okay, we'll be going on a throwback musical break, and when we come back, we will be wrapping up the show. Don't go nowhere.
Sometimes the night would get so dark, and it seems like I'm sinking down. Sometimes the road could get so rough, and it seems like I'm breaking down. But you're the strength of my heart, light of my life. I'll trust in you all the days of my life. You will make me a winner I am. A winner in the morning and a winner in the night. I'm not afraid of the terror by night, not of the arrows that fly by day. Jehovah is with me, no one can be against me. More than a conqueror, that's who I am.
Shoulders, and it seems life is over. Sometimes the hurt cuts so deep, and I feel like I can't take it anymore. But you're always there to show me the way, always there to save the day. Lover of my soul, there's no one like you. That's why I'm not afraid of the terror by night, nor the arrows that fly by day. If you are with me, who can be against me? More than a conqueror, that's who I am. My Chitona, Agareka Dogara. Masoina, Agareka Jingina. My Chitona, Agareka Dogara. Masoina, Agareka Jingina. I'll never fall.
Welcome back from that throwback break. I hope you had an amazing time listening to some throwback music. Okay, throughout the show today, we've been talking about the fuel scarcity. We talk about the long queues at the bank, people trying to change their old currencies, and also the POS attendants. Okay, it was actually an amazing time with you over here, and we would like to stay longer, but time is ticking, and we have to say bye for now. Do have a lovely day ahead. Bye.
Lassa Film, your #1 radio station.